let's get to our topic today. And we're talking about the perks to staying at a premier resort at Universal Studios Orlando.
Yes.
So like I said, I just stayed at Portofino Bay last weekend and kind of got to experience a lot of these things. So I figured, let's talk about it today.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's do it.
That sounds
So
like a good show.
first of all, Jared, what is a premier resort, or which are the premier resorts at Universal?
Well, these are like, Disney has their deluxe resorts. These are Universal's version of the deluxe resorts. It's the highest tier of resorts that they have. So with these, they're a little bit more I don't know if upscale is the right word, but more theming, got more amenities, things like that. And yeah, so there are 3 of them. So there's Royal Pacific, Portofino Bay, and Hard Rock Hotel. Those are the 3 premier resorts that you have on Universal property.
Yes. And just to be clear, these are not owned by Universal. These are Loews hotels. So Universal is technically not like connected as far as like, where Disney can use like a magic band and you can charge everything to your room through your magic band and all that stuff. Universal doesn't have that connection with the Loews hotels exactly. So it's a little bit different of a relationship, but it's still a Universal on property hotel, if that makes sense. All right. So let's go through some of the perks of staying at those hotels. So what would you say is the number one best perk, at least in our opinion?
Well, we mentioned a little bit earlier, but it would be the unlimited express pass that you get that's included in this. I think that's the big one, which means you can go through the express lane as many times as you want. There's no limit on that. It is good for, and this is the thing I think is one of the best ones, is good for both the check-in day and the check-out day. So even if you only stay for one night, let's say it's on a Friday night, you get to use Express Pass all day Friday and all day Saturday.
Which is what I just did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it was great.
It especially when you're looking at buying Express Pass individually, usually you can save some money by just staying at the resort.
And we got there to the hotel and checked in. It was like 9:30. It was very early. And of course our room wasn't ready, but that doesn't matter. You can just go in and check in. They'll give you your keys that have the Express Pass on them.
Yes.
And you can use them immediately. You don't have to actually have your room assigned yet. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. Now this does not apply to Volcano Bay.
No.
And so if you're going to buy Express Pass, you're looking at it starting at $129 per person.
And that's for the one express lane per time.
Right. And
that's a beast.
And that's the lowest price. It can be much higher. So, and the thing about this is no matter if you have one person in your hotel room or you have 4 people in your hotel room, everybody that is on the reservation gets Express Pass. So if you have a family of 4, you can really start seeing, even if you're paying $300 a night, that's still cheaper than paying $130 per person for 2 days. So this is where you really get a value in that. And plus, in us as well, you get early park access as well. Well, most of all the resorts get that, but you do have that as well. So we couple that with the unlimited Express Pass. It's a very good deal.
It's a very good deal. We weren't going in a super fast pace when we did this past weekend, but we got 8 or 9, maybe 10 attractions per day out of the Express Passes. When we used them each day. So I was very happy with that. And the rate that we got for the room was really good too. So, and we split that in half. So it was great. It was perfect. So, highly recommend using the Express Pass when staying there, because why not? Right.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. There's really, and we also love Universal's resorts as well. So that's another perk as well. But yeah, it's good. No downside there.
What would be the second thing that you would say is a perk?
Well, this one, again, is very, I would say, exclusive to Universal for the most part, which is the close proximity to the parks. Yeah. So all of them are walking distance to City Walk. Mm-hmm. Hard Rock Cafe, I believe, is the closest.
Yes.
And Royal Pacific, it's about a 5-7 minute walk depending on the pace. Portofino Bay is going to be about a 10-15 minute walk, so it's a little bit farther away. Mm-hmm. But still, it's very close. You can take boat if you'd rather do that. Mm-hmm. So if that can sometimes be quicker, sometimes not, but you don't have to walk. but just that being that close is really nice.
Yeah.
Universal is much more closer. We've talked about many times about not only the parks, but the resort hotels. So even if you're taking a bus from some of the value resorts, you're talking about a 5-minute bus ride.
Sure.
So this is like a 5-minute walk. So, if you forget something, like one time I was in the park, we were staying at Royal Pacific, and we were over by Starbucks, and I randomly remembered, oh my gosh,
at Islands Adventure.
And I was like, left my AirPods in the room we were checking out that day, and I was able to literally like run back to the room within 10 minutes and grab them. So if we were at, let's say we're at Disney and you're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge and you're at Magic Kingdom, that's going to be about an hour plus.
Well, yeah.
Before you were going to be able to get back.
At least like half an hour.
Yeah. So the close proximity is nice for a lot of reasons, one of which being if you do happen to forget something in your room, you can go back and get it really quickly.
Absolutely. And the only park that you can't get to by walking or boat would be the Volcano Bay. You have to take a bus. But that's true with every one of the resorts. So,
well, unless you're staying at Cabana Bay.
Unless you're staying at Cabana Bay.
You can walk right there.
Truth.
Yeah.
Truth. One thing that I was going to point out of a perk of staying at these premier resorts is they're the only ones that have the club level amenities, which we have done club level at Hard Rock, which we really enjoyed.
It was really nice, yeah.
Those really nice perks there. And our friends have done Portofino Bay, and they had just like renovated it, and it was beautiful in there. Like literally like meals. Like, they say like you can't make meals out of the stuff that you get at club level, or they say that, but you totally can.
Well, yeah, I mean,
totally.
We say at Hard Rock one, I mean, it was like some days they had fried chicken, and they had, I mean, it was all really good. There's, I believe you get 2 drinks or 3 drinks. Yeah, alcoholic drinks. 2, I think it was
something
2. Like that.
Yeah.
And then you can have, at any time of the day, if it's open in there, you can go in there and grab a soda, grab a water, grab a snack. So, yeah, I mean, it's, there is you can usually, I would say people don't make this argument. I think if you have a big family, you could make an argument that club level could actually save you some money on general snacks and eating and things like that. But, yeah, it's nice.
Speaking of dining options, these premier resorts have more upscale dining than some of the other resorts. And for example, we ate at Mama Della's when we went to Portofino Bay. I guess it was last year, and that's the main Italian place they have at Portofino Bay. It's not the fanciest. It's not like their signature dining, which they do have, but it was delicious. Do you remember?
I do remember. It was like eating in your grandma's house, which is actually how it's designed.
I think they wanted you to feel
it like looks like inside of an Italian grandma's house or an Italian mom's house. It's
absolutely. And they have like the Palm over at Hard Rock Hotel, Royal Pacific. They've got like a buffet. They've got Jake's American Bar. They've got a couple of options.
There's a
lot
there. At Royal Pacific.
And then they've got that luau they do over at Royal Pacific. I don't know if they're still doing that. As far as I know, they are. But they do a luau like every couple of Saturdays or something. And then they've got special events that they do at these hotels as well. It's just, a lot of cool things happening. And then other thing that I was going to mention, perks, and this is comparing to Disney, is that the prices can be very low for what you're getting. An example of that would be just looking randomly, like on a weekday in, I think it was like 2 weeks from now, you could get a room at Royal Pacific, and the Garden View 2 queen room was like $235 a night. And that was with an annual pass holder discount, but it was also like a Tuesday. So it was like in the middle of the week and it was with a discount, but you can get some really good rates if you're looking at some off times. Even the weekends, you can find some good rates if you book it far enough advance. But you can, like compared to, what you'd find at like Disney with the deluxe resorts, these prices are way, way lower. Way lower. They're kind of comparable to like what a moderate Disney price would be.
I would agree. I mean, you're probably
hotels.
talking double to say to Disney Deluxe a lot of times what you're paying at a Premier here. And, I will say, I think Universal's values and moderates are better than Disney's. When it comes to Premiers versus Deluxes, they're different. I don't know if they're as, you're talking as nice as some of the Disney Deluxes, but with the perks that you do get with the Universal premieres, I think that more than sort of makes up the difference, and the price. So, and again, they are nice hotels, and they have their own, each one's different. Like Portofino Bay has a much different feel than Royal Pacific, than Hard Rock. They all are very unique, which is, I like, sometimes hotels can get very bland and seem like they're all the same. So they all kind of have their own personality and everything like that. Like Portofino Bay, literally you have a bay on the city on the backside of it. Like
the harbor, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, and it's got some really, especially Portofino Bay there has some really cool views and photography spots and things like that. But yeah, for sure you can say they're much cheaper, especially if you're an AP. That's, and again, where an AP comes in handy. If you're going to stay on property, you can save quite a bit of money on the discounts.
Oh, yeah. And something I was going to add, and this is more about the Universal Express Pass, was I actually wrote down what the posted wait times were and how long we waited, just to give you a comparison how much time we saved with these Universal Express Passes in our hotel. So Spider-Man posted 55. We waited 5. Skull Island posted 50 minutes. We waited 18. Velocicoaster was posted 75. It went down for 5 minutes in there, and we ended up waiting 38 minutes. I'm going to come back to that one in a second. Okay. We went on Hagrid's. No Express Pass there, which is the hugest bummer in the world. I'm not going to lie. Hugest. That's a word. Hugest. Just kidding. Posted 95. We waited 62. Not terrible. Poseidon's Fury was posted 35. We waited 10. Hogwarts Express to Diagon Alley from Hogsmeade posted 25. We waited 13. That wasn't as great. Gringotts was posted 50. We waited 28. E.T. was posted 25. We waited 5. Transformers posted 5. It was a walk-on. Mummy posted 25. We waited 35 because it went down for 20 minutes. So that was a bummer. Transformers, we did it again, posted 20, waited about 6. We did the Bourne show, the wait there doesn't really matter. The horror makeup show, same thing there. Hogwarts Express to Hogsmeade from Diagon Alley was posted 25. We waited 15. Jurassic Park River Adventure was posted 15. We walked on. The Raptor Encounter posted 30. It was a 10-minute wait. No Express Pass there. And then Velocicoaster posted 60. We waited about 25.
Okay.
So looking at the spread of how much time we saved with each ride was very significant. Now, there's going to be a lot of situations where you're not going to be able just to walk on to these rides, like Velocicoaster. Like, you literally can't. And the reason is because you basically go through about 2/3 of the ride, and then you have to go through security. And then security is where both lines have met. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Well, I guess you don't know what I mean.
Well, I mean, I know the concept, okay, but I've never ridden it.
Right. So after you go through the metal detectors, you put your stuff away, all the lines are together then. And then you go upstairs, and then it's like the last third of the line. So it's going to be longer wait. Like after that, it's probably still another, 15-minute wait. Maybe longer depending on that. But yeah, so we had a lot of success except for Revenge of the Mummy going down for a little bit.
Which, I mean, that happens.
That. Yeah,
you can't control it.
That's fine.
I mean, I would definitely say, but for the most part, I mean, we've had it on very busy days, and especially on those really busy days, it is very nice to have.
Oh, yeah.
If it's not really busy, that's the thing about Express Pass. If it's not a busy day, you can really get in situations where, you may save 5-10 minutes, but it's not crazy. Whereas if if you're on a holiday weekend and you've got it, you will be thankful that you have it. Because you can save hours in your day by having it. So, again, as a perk to staying at a premier hotel, great perk.
Yeah.
Probably the best perk, I would say, in Orlando in general, of like staying at a hotel and what you get in return. I mean, Disney doesn't have anything like that. I mean, some stuff you can get into the parks a little bit earlier. They got the magic hours. You can stay a little later. Mm-hmm. But nothing, I don't think, anything like you get with Express Pass.
Yeah. Truth.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any other perks you could think of for staying in a premier resort? I feel like the ones we talked about were big ones and huge reasons to stay there, you know?
I think the other thing would just be if you're wanting to, if people like a lot of times talk about staying at Disney, they want to be immersed in everything that Disney has to offer. If you really want to be immersed into Universal and really check out everything that they have, this would be a great way to do it. In terms of perks, I mean, they are nice hotels, but again, they're all hotels. The only hotel I can really think of that does anything that's really different would be like the Galactic Star Cruiser, because that's more of a show and it's a wholly different type of thing. But yeah, I mean, I think it's the food's good. If you're in there for nightlife, a lot of those have a lot of bars in there. You can watch some games on.
Yep.
There's a lot of versatility to them. And again, being so close to City Walk is nice because you can just walk there. So if you're going to be doing stuff at City Walk, you don't have to, let's say you've had a little, you're there, you're adults and you had a little bit too much to drink. You're just walking back. You don't have to worry about getting on buses or getting an Uber or driving. You can just walk back.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we covered most of it, but they are nice perks in what they have. And I'd be curious to, when Epic opens, I'm sure there's going to be at least one other new premier resort that's going to open with that one. At least one.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to start seeing more of them, and I'll be curious to see how the Express Pass thing works with Epic.
Yeah.
When that opens and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it many times. I love the Universal hotels, and being a Loews hotel. I don't know if people know about a lot of Loews hotels. They're very well ran. The staff there. People talk about Universal doesn't run themselves. I actually sometimes you can text to get things in the rooms that you really can't do. This is the perk is they give you a number, and if you need towels, you text it, and they'll text you back if you whatever you need. So I feel like there's some instances it's a little bit easier to get in touch with somebody, but the staff's always been great, very courteous. Just really good, really solid. You got anything? You got anything else you'd add?
No, that sounds good to me. So, all right. Well, that is all we have for today.